Sorry about that.
Are we back?
Black tag team.
Back again. Check it
We're
and wreck
back.
it. Let's begin.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right.
It's not a problem.
Right before we get murdered by water ice.
I'm just giving it a minute because a lot of people are getting a mandatory ad break here at the moment. So
Oh, they are?
mandatory.
there's a mandatory ad when you come back like that. So
Then I'll wait on the ad.
Of course, our
I
subscribers
don't see an
have
ad on
ads.
mine.
Yeah, if you would like not ads. Just
So all the people that are
subscribe.
hearing us talking right now, thank you so much for subscribing.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you
not
for
sure.
subscribing.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for sticking around, everybody, tonight. Hey, I'll plug us for next weekend. Next weekend, we're going to be at C2E2 talking about how to write game.
Dungeons and
We're all
Dragons
going to be
and
there. It's going to be quite the TT2KB extravaganza because also, as it is literally any con in driving distance, David Pancake will be there with Dragons to Sell.
Yes.
Jeff will be working with the Dragons Day Pancake location.
Dragon
And,
That's the one.
And we're going to host a panel at 5:45 on Saturday. If you look us up in the events, download the app and whatnots, then we'll be listed as How to Homebrew presented by TT2KB. Woo! Yeehaw. Should be fun.
Yeah.
And still waiting on word from Gen Con. Hopefully they like us enough to let us
Go,
play.
go, Gadget.
Come on, Gen Con.
Come on,
So we'll talk about Gen Con when I know more about Gen Con. I know.
Gen Con is
Gen Con.
stuff.
We are going to actually play a game next weekend live together. It is likely we are not going to stream or record that. So that'll be a recap that we'll explain to you.
Yeah, we may
but it's
record,
okay stream.
but just because we'll be at an Airbnb, I can't guarantee what their internet service is going to be like, so I probably won't stream it. But it's possible, depending on what we do, we could record it, just so you know.
That'd be kind of cool.
Either way, I've structured a game that will be a fun jaunt. So it will not be the main plot line, so to speak.
A jaunt,
Yes.
a jaunt.
I'm going to purposely leave Jeff in the dark. I'm going to let that news just chew away at him slowly.
My soul's already
As
gone. You can't hurt me.
All news does.
It's going to be really tough because it's going to be DM Levi's birthday weekend, and none
So
of
we
the
can't kill him.
NPCs can
So
die.
we can't kill him. Yeah.
Can't
All right,
kill
so
any of the
all
NPCs.
social,
Awesome.
no combat, guys.
all socials.
Stay clear.
We cannot
Only
end.
thing that's fun about it.
We can't end in combat tonight. Then is what-
Nothing else is fun about birthdays anymore. Okay. So, you roll water vehicles. Let's see it.
Swinging about and sending this message over to the other ship that we're intending to do this and to let
Watch out,
Christina
we're
know
gonna
what we
hit you.
saw.
17.
That is enough.
Open water? I don't know.
Can't believe it didn't crash onto shore.
Hard to port, and you guys roll around, and the tolerance follows suit with a good roll. Natural 16. So
Casey.
Captain Casey brings it around and falls into the grit's wake and rides slightly port side of you guys, keeping her distance.
Or you might want to give us all that water breathing if you could spare it, unless we still have it. It works for
Yeah.
24 hours.
No problem there, Fulcrum. Just take the wheel for a moment.
As you bring about,
That's not.
You can
as you bring about the grit, those of you that saw our new friend, he's already gone.
But he's about to jump on the
I want to
deck.
kill any lights that we have on, like the deck. Try and come in quiet, or at least dark.
I'm gonna make sure I have mage armor on.
I will cast water breathing on the.
We
group
might
again.
still have it. I did check. It's 24 hours.
It's been more than a day, I think, since
Has it?
we've.
Swam.
I think so. Is that right or not?
Well, it depends. Is it inside box time or is it outside box time?
Right,
Because
that's why I got
apparently,
kinda like-
This is
45 minutes is 9 hours.
yeah. This is that water breathing is done.
Okay.
Because this is now technically this next day.
And we don't have 10 minutes for a ritual, so I'll just cast it. That's fine.
So, you guys bring it about. How close do you want to get to the wreckage of that ship?
Probably not close enough where they could board us, right? Or do we want to take our lone boat? The last.
Based on what I've seen with Wavin, we're gonna have to get close enough that if they can try to board, or otherwise we're not gonna be able to do anything.
So you want to bring as much land as you can to a fight with the water people.
All right, well then, bring us in close.
Yeah, I'm gonna take us in close.
Another
eye on the
water
sides,
vehicle
everyone.
so you can pull close without running into.
Get me someone on the ballista. Does the ballista work? Do we have the ballista?
Oh, that's a 9.
The one thing in the ocean.
You scrape along the side of the grit.
We're the best. We are the best.
Captain, we found land.
Everybody make a dex check so you don't hit the deck and fall prone.
Ooh, 9.
Let's see.
Hey, I saw it coming. I planned ahead. I rolled a 21.
I got a
also rolled
19.
a 9.
I'm good.
Of course you are. You're like,
You know
this
it's
is going to be
coming.
great. Oh, shit.
Jackass.
This is the bane of our group's existence.
Seriously, water vehicles.
A
It's
dot
awesome.
of something solid in an entire fucking ocean. We crash on it.
That's what you always do. Water vehicles
Just how
wreck
it
the
goes.
entire group every single time
Oh, man.
without fail.
Water vehicles are our doors.
Mm-hmm. We need to re-enchant this boat.
Yeah, it was
For real.
Start spiting the gods again. That seemed to work last time. Gotta go find our sea hag.
Put her back in the box.
Oh, Sea Hag, where have you been?
As you guys crash on, the slag ship is knocked aside and starts to roll in the water. And you can see the deck rolls up, and there's 2 or 3 more of those starfish lobbed onto it, who then, after you hit it, detach and sort of sink away into the water. And as it rolls, you can see the whole bottom has been ripped open, and you just see floating inside frozen corpses
Dang.
of about 5 or 6 slag that then start to roll out onto the sea surface and bob away. And as you do, a massive form jets out underwater away from your ship. And for a second, it surfaces
Oh boy.
as you guys see breaking the water, shooting off a ton of spray, and flapping powerful pectoral fins. Something that's actually got like stone bone-like protrusions down its back. Whatever it is, it looks vaguely like a seal that is the size of a small ship.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
It breaks, shoots its mouth out with a lot of like spray, and then dives back down. And it is as fast as your boat. And it just takes off away from your wreckage.
So I zoomed in that really close, and it appears that you may have photoshopped the head of a cat on the butt of that thing. Am I incorrect, or am I?
This thing I didn't make. This thing I
gotta look.
found.
I gotta look.
That is.
It looks like
that is,
cat
in fact,
ears.
It's cat ears and
I
that one,
mean,
yeah.
I had to zoom in pretty close, but I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny."
That's
I didn't
have-
good that it is.
I didn't have
That's
this
amazing.
one prepped and made, everybody.
Yeah.
That's okay. I just thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
I gotta do what I can with what I got.
Totally fine.
Nice.
I just thought it was
That's
fun.
like
awesome.
It's like a sea otter with a cat.
All right, so this thing shot away from the wreckage is what you're saying?
Yes.
Could be the. I guess the Raiders got what they wanted and they left. That's what maybe it was she was talking about. She said she was worried about Raiders, right?
Yes. It was definitely not a Wavin, but
Well, I think we've taken enough chances getting close to this boat for one day.
This thing submerges and kicks off a lot of spray. As the ship that you've hit rolls and twists, you see the entirety is made out of metal. It looks like some of the inside is compartmentalized, and you see hefty doors. It's the only reason this thing is still floating. And now that a lot of the frozen Wavin that were floating on the inside are expelled beyond it, you start to see it sinking a little bit more. Like the frozen corpses were helping keep it buoyant.
you said that's Wavin or Slog that are in there.
Did I say Wavin?
You did.
You did.
Yeah.
I think you meant Slog.
That's
right?
my old
Just-
madness.
Just making sure.
Hi, everybody. As you approach your mid 40s, when you're me, mid 40s, when you approach 40,
You don't know how old he is.
when you're me,
He's not even
you
40.
start saying the opposite word of what you actually mean, and you're convinced you said the right word. So it's really frustrating for my students. They're like, "That's not what you. What's going on?" So you see about 6 frozen slag corpuscles that appear now that you're next to them and sort of stopped, have extensive wounds on their body that are made by clearly heavy weapons. Kodo, they look like they're made by good weapons.
Oh,
Hmm.
Everybody else, it looks like they're made by. This looks like anytime any of you have ever heard about or come across somebody that fought something just fucking big that was skilled in the use of a weapon. So this is reminiscent of like bugbear weaponry or orc weaponry or ogre weaponry, just like big, nasty, jagged, chunky. Kodo, these are not little pansy ass weapons that were used for once.
Bowron looks at him, says, "I'm gonna go look real quick for survivors." Jumps overboard, turns into a shark.
Hey, Levi, were we ever within 60 feet of the cat-tailed thing?
Stop calling it the cat.
Uh,
Yes, it is fair to say that you came within 60 feet of it as it surfaced on its way to move away.
Could I have shot a spell at it?
Yes.
All right. I would like to polymorph the thing into...
Oh
a
no.
much smaller catfish.
I don't want it to drown, so what should I turn it into?
Oh my
I also don't
god.
want it to be fast or large. I want it to be a...
Turn it into a jellyfish.
Actually, that's not half-ass bad, is it?
It's not very
Half-ass
fast.
bad. It's not
Yeah, let's...
even a full ass
that,
bad.
that sounds fun. A glowing jellyfish.
Okay.
By
A little bitty guy. Like,
What's
you know,
my save?
I believe it is...
Constitution, maybe, or will?
It's
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Great.
Yeah.
Leaving us
DC
alone. Let's
15.
piss it off.
I rolled a natural 15, so I resist you.
Okay.
Rock.
All right.
Probably for the best.
I just wasn't sure if it was a vehicle, technically, and that they were driving away in it, basically.
Wow.
It resists.
Shots! All right.
Nothing like that was natural. It's definitely been fabricated. It's got a
Submersible.
cat for a butt, by God.
Doesn't have a cat for a
Yes.
butt. So, Bowron, you are a shark. You enter the ship and you come across a chamber at the aft and a chamber at the fore, one level down, both of which are sealed.
I'll turn back into regular Bowrin, and since I have water breathing up on all of us, it's not like I'm going to drown. And I'll make my way into the back end of the ship.
Should we join them, guys?
You open it up, and as it opens,
Might as well.
you are.
Was that an order,
I'll
Captain?
hop in.
Give me a moment.
So let me know when you've made your decision.
Yeah. And then I
Fly.
cast at level 3 fly. And I'm not sure how this is going to work underwater, but we're going to find out. And I think I can get how many people now? I think I still can get 2 people. So I'll cast fly on myself and Kodo because of the heavy armor.
Fly works underwater. However, you have to shave off about 5 feet of movement for the speed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What does fly
You guys-
allow you to carry per the spell?
I'm pretty sure it's your own lifting ability, pretty much.
It's fine.
Unless the
It's like a
spell
billion pounds.
specifically says otherwise.
It doesn't say, at least what I have written down here doesn't list a weight capacity.
So then I grab Skeezer and Morgaine because I can normally carry them.
Sure.
Morgaine by the collar, Skeezer gently around the waist, so you can fit in my fanny pack.
My favorite seat.
You are lowered into the pseudo belt fanny pack
Right
of
into my
Kodo's front
codpiece.
armored plating.
I was gonna say it's like one of those like fuzzy sacks that
Yes,
Scottish dudes
that's
hold
exactly
in front
what
of
it
their
is.
junk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about weight.
It's his fuzzy sack on his crotch.
It's called a skeezer piece.
Yes.
You did that to yourself.
It's why it was already one of those things that got bleeped on our channel anyway. But
You
Oh, that's
unlock the door, and the moment it opens, give me a wisdom save.
That's 13.
You are hit for
all of your health.
Sounds healthy.
That's why he's gone to static bonuses.
10 psychic damage.
Oh.
Whoa.
As
My
the
brain.
spell is cast at you with a quick flurry of hands and fingers and a flurry of robes as water starts to immediately rush into the chamber, and you see 2 people in bright silver masks that are covered in robes and jewelry, and they are hanging on to handrails built into the walls, and one casts a spell at you.
Whoa.
You just had a Keanu Reeves moment there.
I was gonna say.
Whoa. Deja vu.
Not like totally fucking art, bro.
You have a flurry of a language you don't understand. Yelling.
Now, is this part of the ship filled with water, or is it filling with water?
Filling now.
Right. And I guess we're all flying down there. By the way, when I cast that, did I take damage?
I
Yeah.
God.
I motion out the door like this way.
3 points of psychic.
Oh, yay.
We're taking a lot of psychic tonight, folks.
Me again, or
Been trying to lay off the magic. She's still mad at me. By the way, none of you have a potion. I haven't been casting potions the last few days. So you out of character.
I don't need your tainted blood anyway.
Tainted blood. Ooh.
I put my hands up like, whoa, stop. And I follow me out this way.
Persuasion.
No, we want to drown here.
Can I assist him by mending broken spots on the wall to make our intentions more clear?
Sure.
I'm no good
Excellent.
at this.
Reroll it, homie. You got advantage.
I'll take the 7.
Oh.
They
That
back
is
into the corner,
Fantastic.
and you see them starting to cast again.
Skeezer, comprehend languages.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Bloop. I actually have it on a spell here. So I take a pinch of soot and salt, and can I put it on anybody else, or is it? Oh, it's on me. Okay, it's on me. Hey, hold on there. Hold on. We're trying to help.
Do you speak it,
Yep. Well, actually, that's.
or do you only understand it?
Oh shit. I write it down. Actually, I do it with illusion. I just write it with illusion. That'll make
You
it
write
First perspective illusion.
Wait, what?
I write, "We're here to help" in their
common?
language. No, in their language that I comprehend and understand. I should be able to write it.
I don't think you understand the written
Interesting.
word with comprehend languages. But
If
that's
he can,
clever.
If he can read it, he should be able to.
I don't think you
For the
can read
duration,
it.
you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see. But
All
cannot detect
right,
the surface
then.
on which the words are written. Huh, that's an interesting problem.
Yeah, so
It's like
it's
it
like you
translates
magically
for
know
you,
what they
but
say. Yeah.
Can't put it back.
So I would write it down
Yeah.
and not know what I'm writing, and then I'd look at it and be like, fuck. That's not it.
So as he goes
Okay.
in there and woobly wooblies, what all
They
happens? I
are
guess.
they are screaming aloud, "Back! You will not take us! You will not end our lives today!" And they're like, they're starting to. And with
They're
that,
saying basically what you think. They're back. They're not going to take us alive. You know, that kind of stuff.
and the chamber is filling with water.
Actually,
And-
we want to take them alive. We want to take them back to the fucking port.
If I have a chance to, I'm going to attempt to cast Hold Person, which would hit both of them at this level.
Roll it up.
Let me see. Hold Person.
It's amazing.
Take 2 points
This
of
isn't going to
psychic
feel like a
damage.
ring Captain. at
All
all.
right. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
you know what? I
Yeah.
may have cycled out a Hold Person. Let me see if I did.
No,
Never
we
mind,
mean
I
no
don't-
harm, but you're frozen. You
I
cannot
don't do
move, and we're
that.
going to carry you to our ship.
I do not do that.
Alrighty then.
I do not have that anymore.
So are we all down there now? Then
I'm attempting to, I don't know, put our hands up. Can you? They'll need to breathe water, right? They're going to drown. Can you cast that again, Valrin?
I think if I say anything, they're gonna shoot me. But sure,
Just back up a little bit.
I cast again.
Oh boy.
They
So they
hold up their hands because now you've outnumbered them. You're all like cramming into this doorway. And they look scared, but your hands are up too. So now you're in a weird detente
just one hand
as the
for
chamber's filling with
Just-
water.
Just one hand.
I'm going to attempt.
I pull the trident with my ghost hand,
I know how to.
Oh, this is going to help.
Draw a
All right.
weapon.
and I
Come
use
get 'em,
I
bitch.
Non-arm.
start casting.
Okay. You cast water breathing on him?
Fun fact: I have to pull the trident in order to cast.
Yeah, he has to. So, they suddenly have water breathing, and
Hold on.
As
They
the
suddenly
water
have
starts
water
to hit
breathing,
them-
but they're not in water, so they can't.
Right.
breathe.
We'll figure it out in a second.
and as the chamber fills, they're holding this with you, and they try to rush the door because the
Wait.
panic is starting to kick in.
Well, I don't try to stop them as they come to the door. I kind of let them through, and I tell them as I kind of push myself out into the water, and I tell them
I hit the
tell them it's
first one
okay.
with charm person.
We are making a mess of this. It's fantastic.
All right. She clings to you. And so then the other one stops freaking out a little bit, but remains reserved. And as you lead out, the ship tilts with that end starting to sink. And now you can see the prow of the ship is starting to point out of the water as the aft sinks.
Are there
Is
any more
obvious
inside?
damage in there?
In the chamber you just saw, no. It was still airtight.
Were there any other sealed chambers?
Yeah,
front.
In the front there was one.
Can
I
I
swim out
attempt to,
around the outside. Is there
Around
any
the
obvious
outside.
damage?
Around
Oh,
the
yeah.
outside.
Around the
Yeah.
outside.
The whole lower half looks like something punctured giant holes into it and then pulled. And what's weird is give me an intelligence check or investigation, whichever you're better with.
I'll take the investigation. That is a 16.
What's weird is the metal didn't bend. It snapped in half in parts, leaving jagged edges.
So cold and it snapped. Okay.
Seeing that it's starting to like sink now,
I'm gonna mend.
I'm gonna fly over towards one of those unopened doors to see if there's more survivors who are gonna go down with this thing if we don't get them out of here.
You open that door, and inside, you see a man holding a spear who's holding up to the back wall, and he's got it pointed at you, and behind him, you see like they look like boxes, but they're heavily embroidered like they're made of cloth.
I'm just gonna put my hand up. I kind of had my shield up at first, just in case someone got attacked. But I'm gonna put that away. I'm gonna show him I'm unarmed. I'm like,
Okay,
we need to go.
he rifles through and grabs one of the boxes and follows
I'm
you
at
out.
the doorway
And
at that
I'm
point.
I'm gonna grab him if I have him, and I'm just gonna like rocket like straight out with fly
Okay.
and get him onto the deck of the ship.
Do I
Okay.
see the other boxes in the room?
You absolutely do.
I go grab them.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
total of 4, counting the one he has.
How many can I carry?
Well, you also have a Skeezer and a Morgaine.
I let go of Morgaine. He can swim.
Yeah, you can let me go.
We just Skeezer's mending the ship right now,
You
one
got
foot
flies,
at a time.
so you can move at least a little bit better.
Though Skeezer is mending the ship, this is a ship, and no matter how fast he mends, he can't mend fast enough to stop it from sinking.
Yeah, it's full of water.
Because
Even if
mend
it's
is
whole.
still a cantrip. It doesn't create material that's not there. So
The problem
for
is
him-
it's got a casting time of a minute. So I
Yeah.
do a foot of objects.
It's you would
In a
never.
minute.
You need like control water or something to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
stop. or-
you're in essence putting a Band-Aid on like a giant mauled victim as they're bleeding out. Like
Yeah.
you're-
But we never intended to save the ship at this
No,
point.
not the
It was
ship,
Mostly to
just
make
the
sure there
people
were
on it.
survivors, to get them out. And of course, anything valuable. So Bowron starts to look around the back of the ship once all the people are out to make sure, we're not leaving anything valuable behind.
give me an investigation, Bowron.
And I will, while this is happening, I'll one by one start flying the other people out as well.
Oh, Bowron, you don't find anything valuable.
That damn shame. I got shot
And-
for nothing.
Damn shame.
So
You didn't say how many boxes
Guys.
I could carry.
bring the people. You can carry one in each arm
Okay.
and swim, but more than that's
Well, I
ridiculous.
can fly, so I have the spell on me. I
Give
shouldn't
me
need to be able to swim.
All right, give me a strength or athletics. Tell you about. We'll do that.
Okay.
1 million.
1 billion.
2,000.
Well, I can fly. Well, she's hideous.
23.
All of them.
Okay.
Why do I bother? All right.
I got a +7 to strength athletics. Come on, man.
I know. It's what he's supposed to do. So with that, you guys bring all the stuff aboard, and you bring 3 slag aboard, one of which that is coughing up water and
And
taking deep, gasping breaths.
once we have the flags aboard, I'm going to fly over to the Tolerance and ask if Proceda will join me. That we rescued some of her people, and we will need her to translate.
Of course. And she goes with you immediately.
Bowron eventually makes his way back up.
Yeah, can I do
As
an investigation as well down there?
Okay.
Just to see if I spot anything else of value. Needs to be grabbed.
Oi.
14?
That's what you get. Look at you with your trying to invest more loot just because Bauer didn't get it. I know what you're up to.
No, just
I mean, they were rubbing his face, but I am actually worried that there's something on the ship we're going to lose. That's
the
integral.
ship sinks
The
to
large
the
blue
depths as the last chamber that was keeping it afloat fills with water.
Let's call this what it is. If Bowron doesn't find loot, there just simply isn't any. That's how it works.
There never was loot because
Never.
There never was.
You guys bring aboard 3 slag, one of which
Instead of Schrodinger's cat, it's Baldwin's loot.
Yes. If you never open,
I like that. Whoa.
this is the soldier
That's right. They all
that
wear
was
masks.
that was guarding the chests. And as you are carrying Prasita over to the ship, she buries her face in like the nook of your shoulder, and you see she is arranging a hood that is very deep and a scarf. And then she lands on the ship. She is keeping her eyes down and she's standing behind you. And she has draped the scarf over to add an extension to the hood, so you cannot see her. And he stands up and he looks at all of you. Hello. Hello and thank you. It is pleased to meet you. Pleased and thank you. And then with that, he reaches out with hands, 2 hands, and he's put the weapon down.
I will take my hands out as well, step forward as the captain.
And he takes both hands and he grips them tightly. He's like, may the Roar King's light shine upon you. Thank you for your diligence and thank you for looking over us in this our hour. Pleased, I am Wazir Lumont, and you have saved what remains of my people. I have granted upon you and acquired, and so in that I am owed to you, and for the lives of my people I grant you 3.
Oh, okay, this has happened before, kind of. Procedure, right?
And
I set
you
the
see
boxes in front of him and stand behind and to the left of Fulcrum.
with that, if you would, I would offer to you any of these or all. You are deserving of this and more.
We are glad we can help. We're heading to the port nearby. We could take you and your people there. What happened? We saw...
When you mention that, he just slides one of the boxes over to you. This is our greatest cargo for trade. It is not worth the lives that would have been lost, but you give us so much greatness in offering to take us home without even knowing. And so for this take, it must belong to you. In this, I will grant you ION of 1. And in this, we have almost achieved a grand balance before the king.
Thank you. Take it graciously.
He looks over at Prasita, and you see his mask tilts down a little bit. The other 2, he is checking on them, and he ignores Prasita.
Well, I kind of take a closer look at the box. I hadn't gotten even look at it. Oh, Kodo, are these metals? What is this?
I didn't look.
They are upholstered boxes. They seem to be covered in something like a silk or felt that is now soggy and dripping seawater. You have one sitting in front of you. It does have a latch.
I'll attempt to open it and take a look inside. Flip the latch, or unlock the latch if it is
Inside, you see a cloak, and you see a case that is 4 feet long, so it is laying diagonal in the box, and it is capped on either end with a diamond-shaped lid because it is a long tube, but it's not a cylinder. It's like a prism shape, so to speak. And there is a pendant inside, and 3 potions.
Ooh. Payment gladly accepted. Wow.
We should probably mark where their ship went down so they can find the rest later.
Cartographer, that sounds like a job for you.
But not only that, but physically. We should tie a barrel off, paint it bright, and anchor it here.
While you're going through that,
Sure.
after he has checked the other maybe females, if they are male, they also have a small, thin frame. It's tough to say. Because they're covered in robes and also wearing masks. He stands up and he faces fully Presita. I am Warzir Lumont of the Third Breath, acquired of lead, iron, gold, zulium, and dugat. I give you my 4th face. You need not speak and indebt yourself to me further. I give you great sympathies. For whomever has taken your face has done you this wrong. You may speak if you choose to. And then she slowly and quietly goes through the same spiel she gave you guys, but you see it is much more halted. And I am Presita, and I have no face, and my acquirements are no longer. You travel with honor, Presita. If you travel with these outsiders, you will have a reckoning. And so, you offer to take us home.
Yes.
You will be brought in, embraced.
We were hoping to get off on good terms. I'm happy to help.
We have a long, rich, storied history of finding people and saving them.
You know, that's true.
We do.
You've done well, Fulcrum.
Well, thanks. And thanks, Balrin. Sorry I was grouchy.
Oh yeah, don't think anything of it. You're only about 1/4 as grouchy as Brill gets when we wake him up. So
You know, that's fair.
Don't worry, you'll get the other 3/4 someday.
Yeah.
You work
Give it
hard
time.
enough.
Give it time.
Yeah, sure.
I grant to you an acquirement or another box, if it is wish that you be rewarded in this way.
What is an acquirement? We're not familiar with your culture.
You outsiders call them debts or favors.
Mm.
In the way that one that is an outsider could acquire, it is. How do you say? Subtleties. It is your choice and it is your time. We have this time to say, you are a day, and we will arrive soon, if the Roar King permits, and his light shines upon us.
So be it. We may have some room. It's a little cramped, but down below for you and your people to sleep.
You are most gracious outsiders. In such the spirit of outsiders is always a bright and shining day.
What, if you might add, so that we can be on the lookout ourselves, attacked you? Is it something we should be concerned about? We're not familiar with these waters.
These waters used to be safe, and now they are troubled. These waters were looked over by a great court of Waven, led by a beast man of the name Tulua. He does not patrol them with the great diligence he once had, and as such, the Yolg of the far south now reach ever deeper and get closer. They are violent, greedy, they take, they destroy in the name of their heathen god.
And that animal that we saw swimming away.
Carries them in her belly. This is how they strike. They are fast. They are hard to track. They are very, very driven.
Noted. Very
Prone
resistant.
to throw themselves without regard for their life at dangers. Crazed is what an outsider would say.
Well, I suppose now we know what to look for.
You had 2 ships. Your good not attack this many.
Good to know.
Opportunist. Yeah, I suspect that these waters will not be patrolled in the same vigor because there is a bit of a conflict between Waven.
This is more than we know. If you have greatness to share, I would take you to my Toten.
We sail from Vula Sands. We have some news from that region.
You come from far. And dangerous waters. Far more dangerous than these.
They're not so dangerous anymore.
Then this is Providence. And maybe the smoke tells truth. And with that, the 2 women sit and begin opening the boxes and checking the contents. And you can see one of the boxes has a bunch of masks in it and headpieces and jewelry.
Nice.
Jewelry.
Amongst which is 2 of the masks that seem made out of a purple metal. That catches your eye, Kodo. You see 3 metals you don't recognize, and much in the same way that like Mithril intrigued you. You're getting a little bit of that spark of curiosity.
Well, Skeezer, you want to take a look at what we got in this one box?
Sure.
Second.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. Take a look at that while I'm soaking in this culture.
I walk over towards their box where they're sitting as Skeezer is, I'm assuming, identifying stuff in the box.
Yeah, yeah.
I show them one of my Ionium. It is what is it called? I'm sorry.
It'd be a bar of Ionium if you have one.
I do have just a bar. I thought I had some of the weapons written down that I had, though.
I'm sure you have the weapons. I think they were javelins. Is that right?
There it is. So I show them one of my wrens with the Ionium wrens.
Yeah.
And I point at that and then point at their metal.
One of the masks turns up towards you, and she stands and bows very deeply. Most gracious and great apologies. I offer you a requirement as thank you. You've saved, protected, and yet we struck. This was is fear for this great apologies, outsider.
You speak the common tongue.
It is the way the Roar King. We burn brightest when we burn together.
Might I look at your metals? You can look
please.
at mine if you like.
She hands you a mask that is a purple tinted metal. It is strangely lightweight, like aluminum, but rigid. And touching it, it feels somewhat greasy. Like it's like how stones at time have a grease factor to them in some types of stonework. This is a Zulium. Pliable yet strong, lightweight. However, when contact with certain corrosives, falls quickly. Poor conductor of electricity, excellent insulator, poor conductor of heat.
Interesting.
She has another one that is a pale gray, and this one is also a mask. She picks it up, and it is noticeably heavier. Dugat. This is dense, used for very conducive to certain types of magics, you outsiders to say. When used with magics, makes them more acceptable and conducive to applying for object work in small doses. Complex, multiple applications. Great, and thanks, and apologies. I am Paraminta. This is my trade.
Koto Arthak. Metals are also my trade.
Oh, good. You will love Seraka Blaze. We are students of all the things that the Roar King would change for use. Metal is our blood.
I breathe my breath into my blade. We also...
Their eyes light up at that, and one's like, "How do you do this? What is this? What do you have? What is this? What do you call this?"
Ionium.
Here. Then they slide all the boxes. For these two, would we trade?
I have a bar. Would that be sufficient?
Yes, and most gracious.
Yes.
Roar King smile upon you for this day.
Yes, I shall trade.
And they give you 2 more boxes.
Oh man.
The colors.
Yes.
Oh, but they didn't give me a mask? I thought they were going to trade masks.
They gave you a box of masks. Masks.
Beautiful.
Maskers.
Masks.
Muskets.
So you have 2 boxes
Latino
of masks.
Maskers.
Sweet.
Are you gonna throw one of those soirees where everyone has to come with a mask?
Oh, very stylish.
Ooh, it could be like our privateer thing, and everyone in the crew like wears a mask.
Okay,
on deck.
Skeezer.
It's a privateer thing.
You cast Identify, I assume, yes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he says.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he says.
Oh yeah.
The cloak is the King's Arms cloak. It requires attunement, and the wearer has fire resist.
Nice.
The pendant is the liquid bulwark. You attach it to armor, and it makes the armor liquid armor.
Huh. What does that mean?
So
What does that do, though?
it means that the armor melts off or on in one action to add,
can be-
take on, or turn off.
Oh,
And once
that
you
makes-
attach the pendant, and it's bonded to that armor, then when you remove the pendant, the armor melts into it. So you slap it on, and it T1000s over you.
Nice.
Ah, yes.
Classic.
So you see in your armor.
I had that in my-
Inside the case, you find a folded up bow.
Oh.
The bow is
Photo
oddly the bow is a long bow, and it's oddly geometric.
Oh, it's
And
a longbow.
It folds at 2 points, allowing it to fold up into this case. And it all seems to be made out of like geometric diamond shapes. The bow component that bends, the bow itself, is not round wood. The whole thing is made out of metal. And it is called the Lambent Touch.
Lambent touch.
Okay.
Once per short rest, it can fire a tracer arrow that acts as a guiding bolt.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a shame we don't know anyone to have use for a longbow.
I'll
no.
just
Guess
give
we'll
it to
just
me.
have to throw it overboard.
Just fine. I'll carry it. I won't ever
Scrap
use
it down. It's made
I'll
out of metal,
carry
right?
it.
You can
It's
slide
probably
it.
It's a
worth
metal bow.
selling.
What level
When you
is
pick it up, it's super lightweight, and you notice that it's slightly. It's got veins running through it that appear to have been inlay of that same purple metal, which is making it really lightweight.
Does it carry the damage of guiding bolt, or just the next hit has advantage effect when you fire the
No,
tracer arrow?
that single tracer arrow has the damage of a base level cast guiding bolt. You can't jack the spell level any higher, but as I recall, guiding bolt's like 3d10 or something like that. Or
Guiding bolt's
3d8.
pretty excellent.
3d8, I think. It's massive.
Even a
I
base
can tell you
level.
I can tell you how bad that hurts. I got hit with one right before they cut off my arm.
Yeah.
And you said it was once for how long?
Short rest.
Short rest.
Short rest.
And it grants advantage, if I'm not mistaken, to the next person.
Yeah,
that
the
targets that
next
guy.
Correct.
the next hit, the next strike. So if you miss, it's still up. The next strike that hits a target after guiding bolt is up gets advantage on the hit.
Pretty cool.
Sorry.
Nice.
And there were potions in there too. There's 3 potions. A potion of fire breath and 2 greater healings.
All right. It's all written down in the group loot.
Oh, I did the same thing.
Oh, well,
So much.
We'll
for
find out how that
you.
looks in a second.
that's probably going to create some issues here if we're both modifying at the same time.
Gonna be.
And while we dicker over who should be writing what down, the crew continues to sail with 3 new additions.
Yep.
You see, Prasita is allowed to join them, but there's this. She seems to have a very specific place she's supposed to sit, and she's not allowed to be so close. And they keep sliding into their language, which is very staccato and very quick and somewhat mumbly. And over time, into the night, they are sharing a lot of stories. And by morning,
Before that happens,
Proceed.
I want to point at her. Tell her to come here.
as she approaches you, she now makes eye contact, but only with you. Yes, Koto.
Why are you not allowed to show yourself to the people?
The Wavan have taken my face.
Would any of these do?
Oops.
You
sorry.
would grant
Nice.
me one of these, then yes, they would do most nicely. But to give me one of these, I must give you an acquirement as well. And
Fair trade.
when I can grant you this acquirement, yours will be the first and of the greatest choice.
Please, take one. I have many now. Take one. There's no reason to be an outcast within your own people.
You provided us with a map. We owe you.
It is your choice as to which one I am to receive. I cannot simply take one.
Tell me, what do they mean?
She is a little overcome. This is a presence mask, a Jiki mask. This is an Ascendancy Mask. And I cannot take this one. This is a Capt'n mask. This is most useful by one of you. It would be foolish for me to take. Of the greatest use, would I be wrong in saying you wish this mask I to take from you to have a great effect upon my people?
Certainly.
I want it to have an effect for you.
Yes, that is what I assumed you had meant.
Not
I am
for
not
us. For you.
I am not deserving, however, if you were to grant, the greatest of chance for me is the Ascendancy Mask, yes. And she points to one that looks like chrome.
I pick it up.
It weighs almost nothing. It feels like you're holding paper. It is a little bit pliable, and yet it kind of springs back into form. You can kind of bend it like tin, but when you let go, it slowly tenses back to where it was.
To you.
And for this, a grand acquirement. And so she places it on her face, and when she does, her hair immediately becomes fire red, and the mask becomes gold. And then the mask grows tiny horns along its edge, and it grows rhinestones along the brow.
Nice.
And with that, they turn and look at her, and you see a couple bows, and she bows to them, and you see the dynamic has completely shifted.
Good.
Writing all that down.
You marked the mask. She said that would be important to you guys. It is metallic, but in the light, it has a slight green sheen to it, but it's very faint. It's like when you look at a grackle from afar, it looks like it's got a black head, except a grackle in the light actually looks like iridescent blue and green sometimes. It looks like that. When you shine it in the light, it picks up other colors.
No, you said these would be useful for us. What are the cultural contexts of this? Like,
Literally, as you would say, it literally is both of possessing abilities and as the cultural context of the type of mask. Mask is a personal choice, but the metals are the ones of which you have acquired over time. Metals in my culture represents jobs. It represents skills. It also represents wealth of a family. You have granted me an Ascendancy Mask, which means I am knowledgeable of magics, and I am acquired of whatever I choose to wear. I choose to wear gold. Gold is the basis of our people.
now, if one of us were to don a mask, what would that mean? Would it be a faux pas? Would it be rude? Would it be
Because this is the first time we're actually seeing her people talking with masks on. What does it look? Are they just? We can't see the masks that like move. I assume
The
right?
masks do not move. They are just a mask. They don't move on their own. Even hers doesn't. After that transformation you saw, and she basically, if you have a mask, there may be questions as to how you to attain it. However, Wazir here will lend credibility to your tale, and as such, if he were to grant you this, then you have it, and it is. With a mask comes station and a respect, depending upon the mask. However, masks are not tiered as such. This is done by the material, and the countenance could imply a field of study, a skill of a mastery. The great Koto would wear a mask of multiple metals. Your mask, Mr. Skeezer, should be of Zulium. Zulium is and she points to the purple metal one. This is Zulium. No. Sorry, I have to go back. Dugat. She points to the dense-looking, ugly gray metal. She's like, this is the metal of our listeners. You would call yourself one should you be born with us. A Dugat mask would serve you well. The details upon the mask imply a number of very subtle things.
So it's an insignia of rank, and
it is many things.
So
it is rank, skill, field of study. It is also to list your full name is a lengthy process for one of my people.
I see. I just more or less I'm wanting to make sure that we aren't I don't know, like in our culture, offending somebody by like wearing a king's crown or claiming to be a master mason or something inappropriately.
I understand. Outsiders have worn masks, but masks worn by outsiders are checked. You would say not to their sight. Behind them, or checked behind them, that it is truth. Wazir will make very clear immediately. All of you are deserving. My mask will carry some weight in that sense. I could grant you requirements. You all have your second face. The face you are born with and the face that you choose to wear if you take a mask. I now have my second face. Before the Wavan, I had my fifth.
Well, that's a lot to take in. I like talking to you about this before. I don't...
It is much. It is much for outsiders to understand.
Who makes your masks?
The Toten and his order. Those who worship amidst the smoke of the Roar King.
Well, I'm
with
sure
the breath of his smoke comes wisdom.
Well, if anybody else has any questions, I'm sure your people need sleep after that.
We're almost a day out from port, so get some rest.
Before I go to sleep, I ask her which mask would she suggest for me?
This is a presence mask. It is a mask worn by those who present strength. Soldiers, warriors. This is a Jiki mask. It is worn by craftsmen. Also storytellers at times. So it depends on the style. This particular one is one for craftsmen. These, and she holds this one with a little bit of reverence. The Capt'n mask. One of you should take. It allows greater respect amongst my people as a far listener, one who would travel distances to speak with others. Ambassador.
I look at Captain Fulcrum.
Tell me, you said I should wear one of many metals. When you don
Yes.
the mask, do you choose its description, or is that something you add personally?
There is a personal touch that is added over time. If one is a craftsman, they may alter their mask. It is their face. They may change their face. I had altered many times. My second face stayed with me as it became my fourth. My fifth was entirely new. Of these, and she digs through, she opens up another box, which is more masks. This one, she points to the first box that was full of masks, are all grand masks with abilities born inside. These are not grand masks as standard. And she pulls one out that has 3 medals that look like it was welded in strips together, and it's like chrome in the center. It is bluish on the side, and then the other side is another tint of blue, but it's slightly different. Unfortunately, I do not know that any of these would fit you. Our shape is not as such. But this is a mask of a true craftsman. One who is possessed of, and she points, chromium. And then she points to Zegan. And she points to Silva.
Is quite impressive.
Would you mind if I look at the rest of the crew? If I took the Jiki mask, one of the storyteller and craftsman?
Knock yourself out.
Yeah, by all means.
I think we should definitely, I think this would be a wonderful thing to do.
I spend the night to night changing the shape gently with my hammer and my anvil so that it will fit my face.
Nice.
But I also want to start adding some ionium trim around the eye sockets.
Nice. Give me a dex check with your
Tools, I assume?
with your
Smithing
tools. Yeah. Actually, no, it's smithing.
Smithing
I'll take strength for it. That makes sense.
It's under strength, but yeah.
Beat it to
18
death.
plus a 7. Nice. Yes.
Nice.
5.
You have to really stretch the metal thin, so there's quite a few points in the process where you get that razor sharp focus because you know you're about to perforate the surface from the outside or the inside. But you manage to not only shape it, but also smooth out the surface to hide the hammer marks. It doesn't cover the entirety of your face because you just don't have enough material.
Right.
It, however, covers your eyes and then stops at the horn, and it slopes down the sides a little bit of your cheekbones. It looks like a masquerade mask that got pulled wide and then goes around the nose like the one that Russell Crowe has for Gladiator, kind of. So it accents heavily your brow and your under eyelids.
Nice.
As you mess with it in the night, you become attuned to it because it requires attunement, and you can now cast Prestidigitation 3 times per short rest.
Oh,
It's cool.
I guess I would take the ambassador mask if anybody else objects.
You take that one.
Man.
It requires attunement.
Okay.
You now can understand all spoken language once per long rest, and it lasts for 8 hours. You also have advantage on diplomacy checks with any slag.
Nice.
Damn.
Wow.
I think we should all take masks, man. You sound awesome.
no, we're all taking masks. I mean, I did trade it for my bar, but I guess so.
It's true.
You can have one of my masks. I won't use them all.
He's just
Kodo's just constantly. He's got him on all sides of his head.
It's like, what do I need this
I
one
have
for?
my
Complicated
50th face, okay? And I will introduce myself that way.
Mask.
Technically,
He-Man guy that was like Manny faces. That like
Manny faces, yeah.
Yes.
And with that, you guys roll in midday towards a rising
Shotgun.
rocky terrain with a city on a small island. And if you guys are looking at the map now, you can see. Hopefully you can see it.
It is
Black screen.
Green, because I was a dumb and didn't put your tokens on the screen. I'll fix that right now.
It's a good song.
It's a great song.
It was a nice song.
Okay, I got a Morgan. Got a Valrin. Nope, that's the whole ship. Got a Kodo. Got a Skeeter. Got a Valrin. Where's the Fulcrum hiding at? Oh, there.
Oh, I'm hidden.
Go ahead and keep going, Cam. Just whatever that song. I don't care.
There we go.
Woo!
Saraka Blaze.
Nice.
And so, as you look up, you see the rising wall surrounding it. It is a combination of metal and stone. And you see docked outside, just sitting gently in the tide, 4 metal ships. The ships they look like Viking longships with a single quarters stationed at the back. They do not have sails. They are all sitting at the docks, and then leading up, you see guards that monitor that pathway leading up, and riddled along the shore and up the path about 70 burbles. And
Great.
Yes. of
right
course.
at the shoreline, you see a burble tent village.
I feel like I'm gonna
But-
need to make a burble theme.
Past
You need
the
a verbal theme.
It's just
Past
I got
the
this.
first-
I got this. I got this.
past the first tower, you don't see any burbles on that path.
Okay. We're free and clear of burbles once we get past.
As you pull in, something catches your eye. The ship is pulling up, and as you pass by that little village, you see a larger tent than the other tents, and it's got, proudly waving in the breeze, a banner which has a cartoonishly ridiculous-looking burble covered in fruit.
Yes.
Oh my. Oh my. It's happening.
We found
is.
Fruitilla's tent.
I think that's just his church.
The Church of
happening.
The Church of
Fruitzilla.
Fruitzilla.
Yes.
I'm hoping in that time.
You know, we're
And
stopping
with
in
that, Wazir waves to the guards at the dock, and as the grit pulls in, that's where we're gonna stop.
Yo, boy.
Excellent.
Oh man.
there. Those guys are cool as
Fruitzilla side quest.
hell. Nice. Those guys are cool as hell.
For the verbals.
No.
No.
No, the flag.
Definitely, he was definitely talking about the Biggles.
Burbles are like my favorite.
I feel
Those
like
guys are
I'm
cool
gonna-
as hell. It's like
I'm gonna have to come up with a burble theme for sure. They're gonna have to have their own.
Hey,
like,
speaking of themes, Cam, when do we get to have any of them?
well, when
Oh,
they're done.
That was
first of
terrible.
all.
close to a Morgaine one being done though.
All I know is that the Morgaine one is pretty close.
Cool.
The one that may or may not end up being Kodos, I haven't decided yet,
Okay.
is pretty close as well.
Okay.
So,
Don't get me wrong.
would say-
I thoroughly enjoy your stream.
well, I can't do them all on stream. It'll take too
All
long, so.
I hear while you work on it is like Christmas that I'm being promised, but I don't have it yet.
My kind of goal is that I'm going to dedicate 3 to 4 shows to like finishing a thing. But my goal is, because I try really hard not to work on it when I'm not on the show.
Trust me, I understand. I'm
So I'm trying to actually build. My goal is to actually build and finish 2 for every one that I stream. So,
nice.
And again,
I just got done and scanned in and loaded into the artwork the nail. So the nail is drawn, and now it's
So
officially.
Nice.
Your goal, Cameron, is to beat Levi Dunn. That's your goal.
Yeah, we're in a race. You don't know it.
You're
but
on
We're in a race.
between the artist and the musician. Who's going to finish their
I've got
year-long
2
project
guys
first?
done.
it sounds like I got about 2 guys done. So
Uh-oh.
we'll see.
Well,
We'll
no,
see.
I am done with 2 guys.
True.
Oh, he's got
So
you
I'm
there.
ahead.
True. You also had a head start. So
Only a year.
procrastinated the hell
Don't
out of
do
it.
I,
it.
He's also-
I sat on my hand.
He's also got to go back now and put a mask on Kodo. He ain't done yet.
No,
And my fanny
No.
pack.
no.
The skeezers.
and the fanny pack.
Hey,
Nope.
though, that does
Kodo's
make the skeezer
done.
photo easier because now there's just one photo for both of
Yeah,
us.
you
With
should
all
have
of Kodo's
done
edits, he's
Kodo
done.
last, because you could have just, instead of all those scales on the face, it had just been mask.
That's true. That's true.
So
Yes. So I would say, what is it? It's like the end of February.
Yeah, it's like the 23rd.
I would
yeah.
like to think I will have everyone's theme done by
March 1st.
no.
I'll be ecstatic.
Probably the end
to
of
have all-
April. If I had
Oh
6,
shit! Really? Damn
if
it!
I had 6, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you know.
He's gonna get there before me. God damn it!
She got air laser
Well-
throwing down all the prompts down
Hey,
there.
she knows what's up.
Oh God, she's hitting
Making
us
it
up.
happen.
Yeah.
We'll be back maybe next week. If not next week, then we'll recap that with like a little side video I'll shoot and just explain what happened.
Nice.
And then what's the next game after that?
That's a good question.
I don't know what happens. Like our life stops after C2.
April
There is a
4. No, wait.
April
I'm sorry,
4th.
March 7th. March 7th.
March 7th is what
I'm
we're
a
March
month
7th.
early.
March 7th.
That's
Oh,
literally
shit.
the next weekend.
Yeah, that's the weekend after C2E2.
That's
Yeah,
3
okay.
weekends
you
in a
were on
row.
an every other weekend clip.
Yeah.
Getting
Okay.
wedged in the
Yeah.
middle.
So
So
March 7th is Okay, I'll tell you what. C2E2 actually. Oh, you're gonna like this, chat. C2E2 though. That's like birthday celebration. My actual birthday weekend is the 6th. So the 7th
Nice.
is my immunity.
So next,
all
so next
NPCs
weekend,
immune.
yeah,
all right. All the
7th.
fights before that, and then all
Right.
roleplay.
Finish
on
all
that night.
fights.
yeah.
Yep, finish them
We're-
up. Just tidying
We're
them
gonna
up.
have our C2E2 fight, and we're gonna get them all down to 1 hit point, and then we're gonna show back up the next week, and none of them can die.
No finishing. Yep.
You
Can't finish any of them.
Nothing but non-lethal pit fights in the city.
Fulcrum,
Yeah.
Yes.
Put on the diplomacy mask.
Yes, now you have to use the diplomacy mask.
Come and get him, bitch! Come and get him!
We all
I'm
stand behind
just
him.
gonna take that game off.
Let's see. So we got a bunch of links up here we want you guys to check out if you haven't already checked them out. So the first one listed that Air Laser has there is our YouTube channel. So go check that out if you want to find past broadcasts of the Wisdom Check. We've got the Terran Tree Fell on there. At some point, we're going to get the backlog of the Everstorm on there. Maybe putting all of our other stuff. Bardic Knowledge is on there. We're going to be doing possibly 7 Days to Die. I don't know. That's kind of a stream thing. Maybe not.
Yeah, but I'm jealous. I want to get Everstorm up there.
I would be cool
Me
with
too.
putting the Horde Knights on there, though.
Yeah.
Separate
So
just the Horde Knights. That'd be cool.
Maybe, yep.
And if you're a viewer who is trying to catch up on some of the stuff we've been through, there's some great logs put out in the characters' first-person narrative style that the player code over there put together. And they're an Unreal Engine. They're freaking awesome. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They are fantastic. If you have seen them, watch them again because they're freaking awesome.
It's the coolest thing we've done.
They're awesome.
It's cooler than the game itself.
It's
It's okay.
And once we get going here in
Damn
season
right.
2, you may get another round of them down
We're gonna try
down the
hopefully.
pipe at some point.
Mhm.
So
And then we're going to also look at the next link there is the TT2KB Discord. So go check that out. That is a good place to get in contact with other fans, us, to find games to play in, to broadcast things that you are involved
We're a
in.
warm atmosphere.
It's a great place. I like it. I have a good time in there. And so go ahead and add yourself in there, get invested, and check it out. And that's probably one of the best ways to really figure out what's going on in the community of other streamers and ourselves and what our games are going to be and all that kind of stuff. And speaking of other streamers, we are on a stream team. And first one on the list there is not part of the stream team technically, but we like to include it still because she's awesome. And she's our best mod of
greatest
all
mod.
time.
Mod of the Common Era.
Of all Century? What are we up to now?
Century Millennia.
Common Era.
Common
Common
Era.
Era.
Common Era.
Yeah.
I like
like
that.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that is Air Laser. So go check out her channel. She does
Check out her channel.
variety stream. She does games. Like I think she's been playing. Was it Tomb Raider mostly?
Yeah,
did
she just
Myst.
finished Tomb Raider. It was
Mhm.
kick ass.
And on Friday nights, they also have a D&D game. So if you're interested in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, they have been running through a module, which has been pretty kick-ass. And they do some really good write-ups about what's going on so you can catch up really quick, figure out what that's all about. So check that out on Friday nights. And let's see, then we got the Grouch Couch. So that's another group in our stream team. They are a very fun and energetic group. There is a party atmosphere.
Hooligans.
For sure, hooligans is probably maybe the best way to really describe it. If you like drinking,
They're
you
silly
like
little
dragons,
hooligans.
Drunken and Dragons, that's where you're going to go to find that. It's,
Drunken Dragons, get your flagging.
that's right. So go in there, have a great time. We also have the Liching Hour in our group, and Lich is very creative, does some really
Super cool
interesting stuff. Lots of narrating board games and card games, turning them into like interesting stories. He does some video editing for the Grouch Couch, and he puts together some really just fucking hilarious little clips and stuff. That's usually on Friday nights.
Let's put
Yeah.
a ton of effort into what he does. It's pretty
Friday
cool.
night
really
is,
does.
is the Pogli and Blory fun video hour.
It's fun. That's my favorite thing he does. That's a lot of fun. I'm missing something. The Wednesday night show. What is the Wednesday night show?
He does a Tuesday
Is that
night show
Viva?
after Bardic Knowledge. Viva La Dungeon, where he goes
Yep.
through TTRPGs, and he's currently running groups through
Dungeon
TTRPGs.
crawl?
And if you want to be a player, you can get in his Discord and you can join and be part of one of the games that he's running.
He's
So,
been doing DCC, right?
yes, Dungeon Crawl Classics he did for his birthday bash, and he's been ran one of the other modules then on Viva La Dungeon after that. But he's also got other games on there that he's starting to kind of run through also. So.
Absolutely. And then we got newcomers to our group, Dragons in the Dining Room. They do it Dungeons and Dragons as well, like we are doing. So go check that out. And they also do a talk show on Mondays earlier before the Wisdom Check. So go check that out. Support them. And then let's see what's the next thing on this list here. We got a bunch of stuff. So we are also putting our content up in podcast format. So if you are interested in listening to the Wisdom Check in particular, and you don't want to watch it on Twitch, you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you want to watch it on your own time, that's where you're going to go. And we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, and iHeartRadio at the moment. So I'm going to be pushing to get us on to other ones as well. But those are some pretty good options so far. Let's see. The next one on here is a discount code. So if you want to go check out some awesome artwork, and
Yes.
I plug it. It's my dad, but his artwork is phenomenal. And go check out.
It is.
Thank you guys.
And he is officially sponsoring us. I mean, it's not like you're just plugging him because he's your dad. He is also sponsoring us. So.
That's true. So there's a couple of people in the chat who have been proudly wearing some necklaces they got from him. So yeah, they can go out themselves down there. That's great. But if you go on to davidleepancake.com, you can find all of his artwork there, and you can use the discount code TT2KBDragon to get a discount on his artwork. Also, go check out his Patreon. There's some really interesting tiers on there. You get some behind-the-scenes movies of how he's making his artwork. We're going to be putting up all kinds of neat stuff. There are some unique items that can only be purchased through the Patreon. So if you want to be a super fan, that's the way you go. Speaking of buying stuff, we also have a merch store for the TT2KB. So a lot of us are wearing some things tonight. I think Levi's got his shirt on. Dustin's got his shirt on for sure. So we got stuff for the Everstorm. We got stuff for Bardic Knowledge. We got stuff for the channel. We've got all kinds of cool stuff on there. Anything you could really want is really on there at this point. And we'll probably be coming up with some more designs as we go. So go check that out. And what else am I forgetting? There's Patreons for the server.
Everything.
There's a lot of stuff, man.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot.
We're trying to stay busy. We need that view count to go higher.
Absolutely. So it's I think all the stuff we got to really plug aside from just our weekly lineup. If you guys want to do that,
Yeah, I can take over. Monday night, Wisdom Check, 10 p.m. Central Time. Me and Jeff will be talking to Alan Barr, who is the writer of Tiny Dungeon Systems.
Oh, cool.
If you're not familiar with the Tiny Dice systems, there are exactly 3 things you need to know. You roll 2d6, 1d6, or 3d6. That's it. That's all you got to know to play this game. It's super rules light. He's got a ton of different versions out. They just got their Kickstarter, Tiny Cthulhu, funded, so that's coming out now. So I mean, there's Tiny Supers, there's Tiny Dungeons, Tiny Cthulhu now. Like they're just rolling these things out. So that's who'll be on Wisdom Check with us Monday night, talking about some real light systems. Tuesday, then Cameron.
Yes, Bardic Knowledge. We should be probably getting close to the end of finishing more game theme. Like I said in the chat, I may not do all the very end fine tuning because it's pretty tedious and probably not that entertaining, but we should get the bulk of it done, I would think, on that. I might, depending on how well I do it, I might debut another one I've been working on off stream. We'll see. And then, yeah, so we'll be working on that and hopefully finishing that one up so we can move on to another. And that's 8 p.m. Central. It's a little earlier than the other shows.
Yeah, we got to figure out if we're going to do anything with the cam points for Everstorm.
I'm sitting on 35,000 cam points.
So I got quite a few. We're going to be, at the moment, looking for options for raids. We've raided Scuzz the last 4 times, it looks like. So I'm going to make sure we spread the love around a little bit if there is another option. Who we got?
Well, I was going to say, Wednesday we got 7 Days to Die.
We do.
Because that's not over. It's going to be a horde night. We're going to use Levi's potato bunker.
The National House of Potato.
That's right.
And then on Thursday, I am going to be running Terror and Treefell Thursday night.
Booyah.
Before I get up Friday morning and head to C2E2. So
nice.
Don't be busy.
This week's chapter is Chapter 9, No Place for Heroes.
No Place for Heroes.
Title.
As the party decides whether or not it's going to sacrifice an innocent 8-year-old girl in order to save the world.
Well,
So
this
gamers.
party killed kids indirectly, so
Whatever.
Hey, I wasn't for that. I was probably somewhere else.
Oh, let's
Not
read
good.
Urians tonight. I like Oak. Oak's a good guy.
Yeah, he was in here watching us earlier. Let's go do that.
We'll give him a raid then. Hold on, I'll get
Good
a
call. All right, so we're getting set up for that raid. So thank you all for coming. I mean, it's Levi's show here. I don't know why I'm doing the outro. I should let him do
thank
that.
you for coming. Thank you for giving us your time. We value it.
We do.
Please spread the word. We're kicking off a new season, so to speak, and we're gonna try and do like breakdowns in general of things that are factually known by the entire party,
Which is not a lot.
which is not a lot. It turns out I gotta kind of do that to clarify what's what. So we'll try and leave something up so it's easy to catch up on. It'll probably go on the Everstorm like Discord chat as a pinned thing. We'll figure something out.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit start Ray. That'll give us about 10 seconds.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much,
thank you
everybody.
very
Thanks for
much.
coming by.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Stick around for Oak. Say hi.
For sure.
Let's do our faces at the end. All right, let's turn some volume on so I can actually hear them.